everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today, we're going to be reacting to the latest episode of Death Battle, which happens to be Gru versus MegaMind. This is the actual live, so we actually gets to see this firsthand. So let me just, okay. So without further ado, we're going to watch through the analysis, and we're going to predict our winner throughout the... Oh, it's a 3D fight! Awesome!
Gru versus MegaMind.
You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay.
Evil never dies.
Right.
It merely goes dormant, waiting for a villain to arise and spread its name to the darkest corners of the earth.
Like a man so evil, he cuts in line at the coffee shop. And
I mean, to be fair, that does sound like Gru, honestly. But that was like in the first movie. Throughout the rest of this franchise, he's been pretty good.
makes balloon animals for kids and then pops them in their face.
Yeah.
What a despicable man.
The world would surely tremble at his name. Gru.
Really? Just Gru?
Yeah, just Gru.
Doesn't have some sort of stage name or like doctorate or, you know?
Felonious Gru, son of the supervillain known as the Bald Terror.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's
From the
so
third
dead.
movie.
Even as a small child, Gru had big aspirations.
Appeared on Ellen,
He could make
Supervillain
rocket
since
bikes,
11, that one we
cheese
know.
rays, and this
Bald and Beautiful.
dog.
And
You
his
see
arsenal
Margot, Edith,
grew
Agnes, and
even
Felonious
more with
Jr.
the help
Yeah.
of his new best buddy, Dr. Nefario. See? Now that's a supervillain name.
Okay,
Come on,
Boomstick,
man.
we get
With
it.
Nefario's help, Gru's gadgets grew gadgets. Flamethrowers, sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds,
Fart gun.
and a fully weaponized airship. Though I must question this thing's aerodynamics.
It's loaded up with wing-mounted machine guns, a rocket thruster that can escape the Earth's atmosphere, and a whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon seems to be his freeze ray, which can encase most people in ice with a single shot.
Okay, so let's see here. We have airship, jetpack, big blaster cannon, laser gun, fart gun, lipstick taser. Yes, he got the lipstick taser. I feel like he's going to use lipstick taser in this fight. Rocket launcher, flamethrower, freeze ray, goop grenades, grappling hook, the Gru-mobile. Yeah. Oh, that's right, the stealth suit from the third movie.
With his gadgets and gusto combined, and a little teaching from the School of Villainy, Gru started making strides in the underworld of evil. He swiped the crown jewels when he was only a kid,
Yeah.
nabbed the New York City Jumbotron
Yep.
just for fun, and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
Both from
Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, Gru was bad, but he wasn't good at being bad. A lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his face.
The line dividing genius from moron is a thin one. Just look at us.
Oh yeah, my back hurts from carrying all the genius between us.
Regardless, while Gru may not have been the infamous villain he'd hoped, he did earn the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys,
Yeah, guys, like little guys. There's Kevin, Bob, Stuart, Otto,
The
Billy,
Minions.
Larry, John, Liam, Chad.
oh, the Minions! And that's not just their role, it's the actual name of their species.
Right, the Minions have existed since the dawn of life itself, over 3 billion years ago, and they all follow one instinct: to serve the biggest, baddest, most despicable villain they can find.
T-Rexes, Count Dracula, AI artists, whatever evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on. Or just one eye. But finding their big boss was the easy part. Keeping them, not
That's
so
the hard
much.
part.
The amount of times the Minions have incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The Minions witnessed Gru's villainy firsthand and decided that he would be the next big boss they follow.
It worked out like PB&J, because like Gru, these guys do machines.
The Minions invented the fly swatter centuries before humans did.
Okay, oh my god, that is a lot of minions. And I'm glad they're adding the Mega Minions in there too. Because if you haven't seen Minions Rise of Gru, I think that's what it was. I think that was the one. They gave him superpowers. it wasn't Rise of Gru. It was the fourth one where they actually got the superpowers. Okay, there was the fourth movie where they got the superpowers.
They somehow crafted light bulbs and instruments while living in the Arctic. So, naturally, building Gru's
So I feel like the
absolutely
minions are
massive
going to be a
lair
huge
proved
part
a
of this
simple
fight.
task.
They're geniuses. They once pulled off a jailbreak by building a flying machine out of prison outfits, vans, computers, and toilets. Aisle Cedars are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been
Yep.
smashed flat, set on fire, and exploded by missiles even inside their own mouths. But also, they're possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means Kevin is 3 billion years old.
Yeah.
And their numbers keep increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
Damn.
In a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course. Bet these guys love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with thousands of minions at his back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good, but not before taking a chance at his ultimate dream.
Stealing the moon.
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really? The moon?
When he couldn't get the shrink ray he needed on his own, Gru required a new, even more despicable
Light
weapon.
Children. Specifically adopting 3 girls. And somehow it worked. Crime of the century, here we go.
How tragic that through all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Oh, story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the villain and in with the bedtime stories.
But even though he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army.
Yeah.
Now he'd just do it as not a villain.
Stole the moon. Yeah, he punched a shark. Survived being eaten by a shark. Stole the crown jewel. Yep. Tanked a point-blank missile explosion. That, yeah, I think I've seen that one. Minions survived Brat Balthazar's exploding bubblegum balloons. And he defeated Vector, El Macho, Brat Balthazar, Maxime Nemal, and the Vicious Six. He did the Vicious Six when he was a child. That one was pretty good. So, I think strength, like physical stats wise, despite him being in his 40s, I think Gru's going to take physical stats if that's going to be one of the key factors.
Joining the anti-villain league.
The ABL hooked him up with lipstick tasers and goop grenades, mini submarines and high-tech cars, and some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures to become more powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Yeah!
Stretches. Dave got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave. Jerry became an indestructible brick
The
monster
Thing.
who eats live bombs. He's my favorite. And Mills' new laser eye can blast through the planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true calling wasn't being a villain at all. He's an anti-villain, and he's good at it too. This guy can dodge heat-seeking missiles and casually punch out a shark in one shot. All because he was in full dad mode.
But the most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological drive to serve the greatest villain they can find.
Right.
And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru is so strong, it overwrote their primordial genetic code.
They still see greatness in him, even now. After all, Felonious Gru will go to the moon and back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Wow. The minion. I'm gonna say right now, the minions are gonna be the key factor.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so that's the ad there. Okay, gotta. Oh, what? There.
Battle.gg right now and use code PRESENTATION for a free month of membership.
All right.
All caps, remember.
Gotcha. And I think I know why they chose presentation.
What happens when the villain wins? On a grim, dark day, the citizens of Metro City learned the horrifying answer to that question. When their hero, their Metro Man, was lost forever. Bested by the fearsome supervillain destined for greatness, MegaMind.
Because if your rival's name is gonna be that on the nose, you better match that energy. Their
Right.
feud goes way back to when they escaped their dying planet Superman style, and
That's
immediately
right.
got in each other's way.
While Metro Baby landed in a nice and cozy home, he caused the weird blue kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
It wasn't
Metro
as bad
City.
as you'd think. He was a perfect fit for the Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside bars loved that new kid who could fly, they weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
Yeah.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Huh, sounds kind of like you. MegaMind is a genius inventor,
No name is
creating weapons
unknown.
to
Age
stage
in his
prison breaks
30s,
before he
raised
could
in
even
the
talk.
prison.
It does sound like me. With
Head
a
is
bit of tutoring from
5.6 larger than
Machiavellian in the ways
humans.
of wrongdoing, he got to work on his
Appeared at San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, so they added bald for both of them. Okay then.
crime-starting career, facing off with his destined rival over and over again.
And MegaMind's got everything he needs. An invisible car for getaways,
Yep.
assuming he can find the thing. A hover bike for flying and shooting at the same time, if he can multitask. Lasers, bombs, bubble guns, baseball bats, jet boots, and more galore.
But his
Okay,
go-to
so
is
they-
the D-gun. A
I did
laser
not
pistol
know
with
he had a
various
comic
possible
book.
effects, such as destroying,
Destroy,
decelerating,
decelerate,
demoralize,
demoralize.
de-locking, de-gravity thing.
I wouldn't expect a guy calling himself MegaMind to have the best name ideas, Wiz. He probably based the entire thing around his favorite setting,
Brainbot,
dehydration,
Minion,
which
and
turns
Kiko
people and objects
Moriata
into
for
tiny
Psychic.
cubes for easy
Okay.
storage, though they can be returned to normal with a drop of water.
Yep.
He did keep the whole mind thing running with his horde of henchmen, the Brainbots. These mini-mechs follow Megamind's every command, even pulling off the most incredible drone show you've ever seen in your life.
Which,
Presentation.
according to the director's commentary, is made up of over 100,000 brainbots. Though,
Yeah.
ironically, I wouldn't call his brainbots, smart. That designation goes to Megamind's proper minion.
Minion.
Minion serves many roles for Megamind. Sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best fish friend you could have in your plans to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week.
Yeah. That. So it reminds me of Superman, and if Lex Luthor. This is basically a Lex Luthor slash Megamind kind of thing. Except for the fact that Lex actually kills Superman. Okay then.
Or for the final time. Children,
Yeah.
shield your eyes!
He did it! Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen. It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next. With Metro Man dead, what was even the point?
Clearly, he needed a new superhero to fight. And apparently, he could just make that happen. With his diffuser gun, he injected this loser with Metro Man's DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind even trained him himself, using his disguise generator and expert acting skills.
Oh,
What
yeah.
a performer! But for all his smarts, Megamind is a terrible judge of character. When Titan turned tyrant, Metrocity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having godlike superpowers. Thanks to some encouragement from a very experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
Hey, he had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts.
That's
Titan
right,
was
I
strong
forgot they
enough
did a
to toss
cartoon
around
for
a
Megamind.
skyscraper, and Megamind put up a solid fight with his mech armor.
A suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting, busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with quick thinking and some hench help, Megamind taught Titan a lesson he knew
Oh, Lord.
all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So the city decided to just forgive Megamind of all his years of terror and destruction and call him their superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Hey, Megamind took his
Titan,
new role as the
the
city's
Doom
hero
Syndicate,
seriously.
Machina
He even
villain,
built a suit that
Psychedelic.
mimicked Metro Man's strength.
I'm surprised when they did the Megamind and the big red button. I'm surprised they didn't use the kid. They didn't add the kids in there because they were gonna rule the world with all his stuff. Vaporize the building, dodge electricity, turn the Atlantic Ocean into jello. His binky destroyed a 10-mile wide meteor. Okay, so I think survivability is going to go to MegaMind. Reform Titan and Doom. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Flight and
This is going to be a
X-ray
tough
vision.
one.
Now, the D-gun is used to make runaway bad guys lose their balance and get caught. His portal bazooka is excellent for saving people from out of control.
Hey, pulled a Rick and Morty.
And while the Death Ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And Minion was all for it.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum.
Ah.
Because of some other Minion-related thing.
What?
Yeah.
You mean the yellow guys?
No, I mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious. I'm still gonna call him Minion. You
Yeah.
can't break up this duo.
Yeah.
Even as MegaMind uses his tools for good, destruction still tends to be inevitable. To
Right.
the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his new partner, Roxanne instated a policy that anyone inconvenienced by a MegaMind battle would receive a free cup of coffee. That sounds horrifically ripe for corruption.
But that's why there's so many Starbuckses everywhere.
Yeah.
At least the brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but MegaMind's finally found his purpose. Even saving the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like 6 of him.
Though not without some self-induced difficulty. You have an instant wind gun on your hip. Use it!
Hey, with girlfriend, sidekick, and adoring fans to keep him going, it doesn't matter what sort of danger comes to town. MegaMind will always rise up as the defender of Metrocity.
It's
Metro City. The reason he keeps saying Metrocity is that's how MegaMind says it. Okay. Now the big question. Who do I go for? Oh my god. Because these two are part of my childhood growing up. I'm going to stick with Gru. It's going to be Gru and his minions and his family. Because nobody beats family. Unless you have a big douche like MegaMind. Because he didn't know his family. Because they died Superman style. But I'm still going to go with Gru. I'm sorry. If MegaMind wins, I'll tip my cap. But let's go.
Star set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle! It's Steve Carroll versus Will Ferrell.
Minions, prep the artillery. We're not letting him get away.
Yes.
Ooh, and here I thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys. Ha!
Look at all the missiles.
Oh, oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
Minion, I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
yes, sir. Sending you the Sunday Best package. Oh,
Demoral. Right in the bricks. Here we go.
Razor, a dark color scheme. Strength, henchmen who look the same. Laser gun, a genius weaponry. You are suddenly a real supervillain.
Oh, dirty trick.
You're just missing one thing.
Presentation.
Presentation.
Yeah.
Assemble and start the music.
Let's go. You can't eat popcorn, Minion.
Oh, check that mark in the morning. No, hey, we just fixed that. Come on, sir, smash him. Oh, hey, that's kind of cute.
Ooh.
You dare challenge MegaMind in my own Metrocity? Do you even know who I am?
Well, life is full of disappointments.
Hey!
Banana!
Oh yeah, the big boy. Fire!
Now, as you like to say, Gun. If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Minion, is the death ray ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost. Kinda. Maybe. On the way. Yes.
Fire!
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
No way.
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
Yeah, that's right. I knew it.
Remember this, villain! The good guys always win! This is how it's really done! Dehydration gun!
Villain! You mean... Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Huh?
He's lying, right?
Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
You're kidding, right? Yes! I knew it!
Yes, that's 2 for Groot.
Yes!
0 for Will Ferrell.
With so many chaotic factors in this fight,
Oh my
it's
God.
overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it down 3 ways: arsenal, minions, and skill.
In
Okay.
terms of weapon versatility, MegaMind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Groot could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Groot to handle.
Just one problem. MegaMind might have had variety, but Groot's weaponry was far stronger in scope.
Right.
Sure, MegaMind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Groot's shrink ray could take out the moon.
And
Yes.
is much easier to use on top of it. Frankly, much of MegaMind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check this out. When Groot first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud.
Oh
Based on
my-
the size of the blast.
That's
about 4
right.
kilotons of TNT, and all those missiles fired at him from point blank range.
Yeah.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than MegaMind's orbital death ray, and Groot kind of just walked it off. MegaMind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but MegaMind himself? No.
So MegaMind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Yeah.
Sure, though Groot does have some similar weaponry. As far as arsenal is concerned, Groot could take out MegaMind through sheer firepower, but MegaMind could potentially counter with the D-Gun's effects. It's a whoever shoots first wins situation. Their arsenals match up fairly evenly.
Wow.
These guys aren't alone. Let's cover Groot's minions and MegaMind's
Minion.
minions.
1-to-1, one of Groot's minions was certainly more likely to take out a brainbot.
Yep.
Sure, minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack, dismantle, and rewire most machines.
Yep.
Like, you know, MegaMind's brainbots.
And they just won't die.
Exactly.
Certainly nothing the brainbots have can take them out. For all we know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots than minions in total. 10
Right.
times more. And the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe. But the mega minions are strong enough to rip and chop through metal like wet paper. Aunt Mel's got a history of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong enough to cut through the earth. So it's bye-bye Death Ray.
But we can't ignore the most competent minion of them all, Minion, or MegaMind's minion, Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Navario, can operate all the tech like the mech suit used to fight Titan, and can match MegaMind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't MegaMind, that was Minion.
While MegaMind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it, making a battle of their underlings too
Another
close to call.
tie. Oh
Neither
my
of them has a
God.
clear edge in weaponry or their henchmen, what matters most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It all comes down to skill.
Both Gru and MegaMind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck. But even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions. Unlike MegaMind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. It's not like Gru has to put up with Elvis Superman, but even during their villain phases, Gru found some success, unlike MegaMind.
Who also has a bad habit of not using his weapon effectively. Like never using the D-gun against the Doom Syndicate. Either because he can get easily flustered, or he just loves showing off.
That's
so
basically
it's more
it.
likely Gru could succeed in a whoever shoots first wins quick draw situation with their arsenals.
Quick draw is right. MegaMind dodging electric blast is impressive, clocking in around half the speed of sound.
But it pales in comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into space and dodging heat-seeking missiles at Mach 10. Meaning he is fast enough to win that quick draw.
Yeah.
Gru takes skill, which finally tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth, he has just enough to land the winning blow first, more often than not.
Yeah.
Sorry, MegaMind. I think you losing was a monstrosity.
It's Metros Atros.
Never
The
mind.
winner is Felonious Gru.
Yeah. Oh boy. Episode 5 is coming up next. Oh. Who's gonna be episode 5? But that was a great fight. I did call my shot. I did say Gru was gonna win. So, yes. Next time on Death Battle. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, wait a minute.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Oh no. Did the main protagonist for Jujutsu Kaisen is going off against Denji, the Chainsaw Man himself. If I remember correctly, isn't Chainsaw Man 0 and 2, but I don't know if Denji's going to tip the scale. We're just going to have to wait and see in 4 weeks. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to y'all later.